Hello all, welcome to the first stream of 2025. How are we all doing? We've got a wicked game on today. And I am paying attention to another game, just excuse me. So, we have got Sunderland and Portsmouth today. I'm going to be watching Portsmouth for the first time this season properly. Only seen highlights of Portsmouth, but not a full 90-minute game. So that's going to be interesting for me. Sunderland I've seen a couple of times already since, they've been doing well. So I've been giving them a fair, decent bit of coverage. But we've got that to contend with today. For the little bit of preamble before the stream, or the game starts, sorry. The stream's already started. Before the game starts, I am keeping a close eye on Fulham and Ipswich at the moment, which I probably shouldn't. It's very, very nerve-wracking if you're an Ipswich fan, because they've not had a single shot, not even a shot on target or a blocked shot. They've not even had a shot, although that could change right now. Hang on a minute. We might have an opening here. They've going to play the pass to Leif Davis. He's got it. Hang on a minute. Oh, and he's missed Liam Delap completely. Leif Davis. It's not part of your game at all. Who's here? Blue Terrier's here, Honeygun's here, and GHGM. Welcome to the stream, all three of you. It's great to see quite a few of you here already. Amazing stuff. So, first stream of 2025 to repeat. Cannot believe we're already here. This will be a really good time to catch up on how all of your Christmases have been. The last stream we did was West Brom Bristol City, which was a couple of weeks ago now. It was a very, very enjoyable stream, I gotta say. It was a game I didn't expect there to be many goals, but I gotta, tip my hat off to them. It was a decent encounter in the end. Since I've started the stream, Ipswich are now actually holding on to the ball, which is very strange. So now the time I shouldn't really be paying attention on Ipswich because I'm streaming. Now all of a sudden they're now holding on to the ball. Right. So it's good to see you guys talking and chatting. If you guys can like the stream, it'd be absolutely amazing. It really does. Hang on a minute, Liam Delap. Oh, I don't think he's going to get there. Leif Davis. Cross comes in. Header. Oh! Oh, off the bar! Follow it up! And it's in! We have a goal for Ipswich! Sammy Smodix with the goal. Oh my goodness me. This is literally their first 2 shots of the game. And it's ended up as a goal for the Tractor Boys. What on earth? Maybe I need to stream more often then. I knew there was a controversy moment in this game. There was a contentious red card appeal for Leif Davis on Harry Wilson, which was given as a yellow. Good strength from Delap initially. Oh, what a ball that is. Oh, is he off? Oh, wait. But did it come off the defender, though? Oh, gosh. They keep doing these stop-starts, so I don't know if it's going to be offside. Oh, okay. You know what? I'm not going to get too excited now until I can see that it's completely fine. It came off the defender. I think it will count as Schmodix's goal if it is confirmed, because it was a shot on goal, but the deflection came off the defender. It didn't come off an Ipswich player at all. It doesn't look like that they're going to review it. It's his 4th goal for season, Sammy Smodix. They're getting all the graphics out for it. I think it might be okay. I think it's fine. And they're running again. Right, it's a goal. It's an actual goal. Oh my gosh, Ipswich have actually scored a goal. I cannot believe it. And it's their pink kit again. They keep getting these results in their pink kits. That's what they need to keep doing. They need to keep playing in their pink kit. That's another yellow card, though. They're not going to... At this point, the whole back 4 is going to be yellow carded. I think that may have been... Oh, yeah, that's not a good challenge. Yeah, it's not a good one. That may have been Kajust who got booked there. My prediction is 2-0 to the Black Caps. Do you use other football mats? I use... Oh, no, it's Boardhead, sorry. Apologies, it wasn't Kajust at all. I've used FootMod before, but I don't have it now. And Flash Score I have seen. I think actually my brother uses Flash Score. But I know both of them, but I don't really use them. I've got loads of apps really. I've got, you know, the Sky Sports, got One Football, got another one as well, which I can't remember for the life of me. SofaScore, that's the other one I've got. So I've got at least 3 apps that I use to keep track of the scores. So, apologies guys, this is supposed to be a Sunderland and Portsmouth stream today, and that is what it's going to be. We're just looking at the first half of Fulham Ipswich just before the game kicks off, which will kick off actually in the next 20 minutes. So, we will just break down what's going on. That's going to look a little bit bad. Let me just turn down the brightness for that. So, we're going to review everything regarding the Championship. We'll have a quick glance of how the Premier League is looking with this current result, because it will be really good news for Ipswich fans in a moment. Let's look at that first, since that game is still ongoing. I think it's still yet to update, but it should mean that Ipswich will jump up to 16th if this result is a good one. Yeah, look at that. All the way up to 16th if they can hold on here. Now, a draw would put them still on 18th, but it'll be on the same amount of points as Wolves, having played a game more. They really need to hold on at this point. But Fulham, as you can see, they're unbeaten for a bit, but they have drawn 4 of their last 5. This screams a draw to me, so I'm not going to look at this karma. And Fulham are on the ball at the moment and looking really dangerous. So they've got 4 minutes Ipswich to survive the half. So now we go to Sunderland and Portsmouth, which is going to be our sole focus of today. Henry, welcome to the streams. Good to see you. Let's preview the lineups. I'm also paying attention as well. Fulham are currently on the attack. Harry Wilson, good defending. Ball's being lost out, and yeah, Fulham are just basically going to have the ball until half time. Sunderland have gone for Patterson, Troy Hume, Chris Methven, Luke O'Nien, Alisse. All again, it's just players are literally colliding into each other, but there's 2 defenders on each loose ball, which is great, and they are both putting their bodies on the line, which is great to see. They're definitely defending with a lot more focus. Midfield for Sunderland is Dan Neil, Joe Bellingham. You've got Patrick Roberts, Maenda, Anucci. Anucci, I think that's how you say that. And Isidore is up front for Sunderland. Portsmouth's team looks like this. You've got Schmid in goal, Oglieve, Tower, Marlon Pack, Swanson. You then have Dozzle, Frankie Potts. You've got Josh Murphy, Callum Lang, Paddy Lane, and Colby Bishop. A lot of them, actually, quite a number of them in that League One squad as well for Portsmouth there. Well, that's a very dangerous ball coming in, and it's well defended by Johnson. He's had a good game so far, I think. The bench for Sunderland looks like this. You've got Summer Moore, Churkin, Johnson, Ijeld. That's not how you say it, I'm so sorry. Jones, Alexik, Connolly, Rusin, and Ojusuni. That's really, I probably should have done my research on these names. And then for Portsmouth, Jordan Archer, you've got Tom McIntyre, John Williams, Rob Atkinson, Matt Ritchie, Moxon, Devlin, Saidi, and Sorensen. A couple of recognisable Championship players in that Portsmouth bench there. Let's see what each game means to the teams. I will look at comments in a minute. I am aware I've not looked at many. Do keep commenting, guys. I will look at them. Oh, cross comes in. Oh, goodness me. It's a heart attack each time Harry Wilson takes a shot. You think it's just going to go to the top corner. So, what we have here, Portsmouth are down in 21st. What they need is 3 points, because right now they are only above the bottom 3 on goal difference. And you can see here, the goal difference wise is a -10 versus a -11. So right now, if they do lose Portsmouth, they will drop back down to the bottom 3. What a block that is by Leif Davis. And then for Sunderland's point of view, this is a big opportunity to close the gap on Leeds, because Leeds have dropped points. Burnley and Sheffield United managed to win, but Leeds only drew against Hull. So Sunderland win, they'll only be 3 points off the top, and that will be a pretty competitive top 4, I've got to say. To have 4th and 1st separated by 3 points in this stage of the season is really, really exciting. It would also mean 9 points, actually, between 4th and 5th. So the top 4 are sort of starting to cut adrift a bit from the chasing pack, unless either one of them has a poor run of form. They've got a good bounce back ability if they do have a setback, and they just have a level of consistency that you've just not seen in any other championship side. So the top 4 certainly almost a little bit of a league of their own. Portsmouth have got a really competitive relegation battle to face though, and they really ought to get a win today, or a draw will at least keep them above the bottom 3. They won't overtake Luton with that, but they'll at least have a 1 point cushion. Here's a cross coming in. Oh, Broadhead couldn't. Damn. Delap and Broadhead couldn't quite get there. Ipswich still on the attack with only 1 minute left until half time. Where's this come from? All of a sudden, now Ipswich are now starting to get chances. Ball's still in play. They're trying to switch the play to Morsey. Oh, they're passing it back now. Yeah, they're keeping it safe. I don't blame that, but it's also a little bit frustrating when you know you don't have a squad that's full of goals, and that's very easy defending in the end for Fulham. 10 seconds left. If they could just hold on to half-time with a 1-0 win, that would already be half a victory already. And he's blown for half-time literally a couple of seconds early. But no complaints for Ipswich. They're currently beating Fulham by 1-0. Right, apologies guys. Thank you for the 9 of you watching. I will catch up with all your comments now. Who else is here? Big already said hello to Henry, GSGN, and Blue Terrier, Honeygun, all of you here. It's good to talk to see you talk about your games. So Bristol City did pick up a win against Derby, a narrow win in the end, so a good result, but potentially not necessarily the most convincing performance for Bristol City there. No Gatsby, no party. He made it in the last stream, if you remember. He did make a pretty big appearance. He was actually there for 95% of that stream. But no, today he's downstairs. I know exactly where he is downstairs actually as well, but I don't think he's going to turn up today. I couldn't believe how well I've done so well this weekend in terms of score predictions. That's big for you, GHGM, because what I can exclusively reveal is at least up to last week how the prediction league is looking. I've not done week 26 yet, but I will be very, very soon. Let's see if I can figure out how to do this. So, capture is currently on this. What I want to do is change the capture to Excel. There you go. So, guys, this is a little exclusive for you. This is how I am getting your table every single week when I get your score predictions. So, names of the people are here. You've got the game weeks, you've got the results next to next to the side, and it's just a copy paste job. And your points are all formulated. So each time I go onto that, it affects basically all the points that I get here. So as you can see in week 25, didn't do so well. I only got a 1 spot on prediction, and I didn't even get a correct outcome for the 11 other games, which was really poor for me. But you'll see here, it then feeds into my points just like that. The thing you do have to do is to constantly change this number based on what you get from last week. So if you go to week 24 and I scroll up, you see I'm on 199. So that is how the points pick up every single week. So GSGN currently, as of week 25 at least, you're on 169 nice points. So I've not populated the scores yet, as you can see from here, and you can see these two are blanked out because we've not got a result for those as of yet. But this is how up to date we are. There's a 10-point gap between myself and Honeygun, who is here actually, so that'll be quite funny. Manish, I'll shout him out individually because he had an incredible week. I can't remember what week it was. So Manish was 6th here. This is the week because he jumped up to 3rd. Where is he? He had, I cannot lie, a 20-point week. Do you see that, guys? A 20-point week. I've never, ever seen that before. But he got 20 points. And what is it? That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 correct scores bang on. And 5 correct outcomes. That is insane. I've never, ever seen 20 points for a score predictions week. So the only games he didn't actually score a single point was Plymouth Middlesbrough, which I don't blame him for, and Millwall Blackburn. Unbelievable, isn't it? So that's the sort of level of consistency you've got to be sometimes getting to get these sort of performances. So that is how things are looking. I will update this ASAP. I can't tell you an exact date, but I will try my best to get it sorted. And now we're back to here. Look at that. Look how seamless that was. Okay, so I've just had the notifications of Ipswich going 1-0 up. It's now half time. But we are going to turn our focus to another channel now that I'll be switching over, because I will be keeping my eyes on Sunderland and Portsmouth. I've already talked the implications of this game. Sunderland could go 3 points off the top if they win, and they can close the gap on Leeds with anything better than a draw today. A loss wouldn't be the end of the world, considering Middlesbrough didn't win either. So Middlesbrough really would be the side they have to worry about, because they're the ones directly below them trying to push up the table a bit. And I don't see any of the other sides below them getting enough consistency. Watford, I don't think are consistent enough. West Brom are certainly not consistent enough. So you're definitely seeing at this moment of time a top 4 emerging from the Championship, which is something you don't normally see. Sometimes I would say it's a top 3 or maybe a top 2 with 2 favourites running away with it. 4 is a bit of a unique number of teams to be going toe-to-toe with each other there, actually. As of right now, the odds of Manchester United winning at Anfield is 6-1. Wow. That's insane, isn't it? Blue Terry is talking about Lampard. He does like to get round Coventry fan sticks, including Matt's as well. How's Colchester getting on? So yesterday was I wasn't particularly fun for Colchester, but they've done okay. I think that sums it up. They've just been okay. They've not been amazing. They've not been inspiring, but they've just been okay. So I think they're around 16th in the table at the moment, but it's still not 17th actually, because I just got the table up. Fleetwood could have extended their gap from Colchester, but their game was called off today due to the snow. They are on 27 points, 7 points above 23rd place Morecambe. Swindon just below them as well, who are also 3 points behind Colchester. So I wouldn't say safe yet, but they have got a decent sized cushion at this point of the season, which is a little bit more encouraging, because typically in most seasons they are really perilously close to the relegation for majority of the season. Don't be surprised if Coventry go down. Well, we will look at the table again to remind ourselves the teams down there scrapping for their lives. Enzo Maresca was right all along. Chelsea are not in the title race. I already knew Chelsea weren't in the title race regardless. I never got excited, even though Chelsea were second. I saw that December period thinking that was a bit too good of a run to be true for it to be straightforward. And the draw against Everton proved it to me as well, that they just did not have what it takes. Because Liverpool would have found a way with a striker. Arsenal, most of the time, would have found a way. So, as of recently, Arsenal have been struggling a bit, but they've got a reasonable excuse to be struggling with Saka being injured now. But no, Chelsea have not got any answers for any sort of setback or any sort of defence-minded side that's going to put 10 behind the ball. So I am not surprised with how they've gone, but I just didn't think they'd capitulate as much as they did. To lose back-to-back games against Fulham and Ipswich is not great. It's not great at all. And then to follow that up with a draw against Palace, to concede late on in the way that they did, is so disappointing. So disappointing for Chelsea, honestly. And in 2 of those games, Chelsea taking lead both occasions and just throwing it away. I've not seen enough of them where they can just kill games off. So that's a big problem for them. Grimsby Town is so weird. 1 draw out of 25 games played. Only 1 draw. They're sort of like the anti... Who's drawing a lot of games this season? Because last year it was Millwall and Blackburn, I think. Blackburn especially drew a lot of games last year. Who is it this year that's drawing a lot? West Brom were. West Brom and Burnley drew quite a bit. But no, it's West Brom this year, I think. They're the anti-West Brom then, because they're allergic to draws. Right, with 5 minutes left, guys, now is the really good time to like, subscribe, and share the stream. It would really, really be massively appreciated. I will quickly cover how things are going regarding the game and the channel as well. So, last time we were around in the stream, we didn't actually get to 2.8k subs at all. We are now way above that, and we're on 2826. It would be a bit ambitious to go for 2850, so maybe 2830 could be a good target for today. So that's 4 subs for this stream today. If you've not hit the subscribe button, please do so. It really, really does help. But you can see now we are 174 subs away now from 3,000 subs. So I have pinned the message that Blue Terrier said. We are getting so close now to 3,000 subs. And who can remember what I did when I got 1,000 subs? You would remember that it was a video with the Ben HD himself. And would you believe that is now nearly 3 years old, that video? It's been quite a long while, but ultimately I did anticipate a slowdown in the channel, and this is a good example of that. But thank you guys, as always, for the terrific support. What am I doing for 3k? Well, let me get to like 2.999 before I think about what I need to do. I've not thought about anything yet, to be honest. If I've got to make a guess, it might be something that I might do with Matt, to be honest. That's the most likely outcome, I think. Because we still communicate the odd time. I've not spoken... Well, sometimes I speak to Ben with being a Patreon on his channel, but I don't speak to him nearly as much as I do with Matt, honestly. So that's probably the most likely outcome. So with 3 minutes left, let's cover the squads again. Apologies for the Sunderland squad because I can't pronounce a lot of their names. I'm terrible with names as a whole. So Sunderland have gone for Patterson, Tri-Hume, Chris Meffin, Luke 09, Alex Aleshe. It's not Alex Aleshe, it's Joshua Aleshe, that's it. Joshua Aleshe. You've got Dan Neal, Joe Bellingham, Patrick Roberts, Mayenda, Anucci, and Isidore. Then for Portsmouth, you have got Schmidt, Oglieve, Tower, Marlon Pack, Swanson, Frankie Potts, Andre Dozzell, Josh Murphy, Callum Lang, Paddy Lane, and Colby Bishop. So to remind yourselves of the positions of the table, Portsmouth are just above the bottom 3 on goal difference. Hull, of course, picked up a draw against Leeds. Had they lost against Leeds, it would have mattered what Portsmouth's result would have been today. But that point has made things very interesting. You can see, look at that, it's a 3-way tie between 23rd and 21st. Goal difference being the only thing separating them. And -10, -11, and -15, that is not a lot to separate. But yeah, with Plymouth, they've got to do a little bit above and beyond. They've got, realistically, Plymouth a 4-point gap to breach at the moment, which, to be fair, it doesn't actually look too bad to breach 4 points at this stage of the season. They do need back-to-back wins, which they have not achieved so far this season. Look at Luton, though. They're in trouble. 14 defeats. I said it on my video, and I'm surprised not a lot of people were shocked about this, but Luton have lost the most games out of any side in the Championship. By far. I mean, not by far. Plymouth have lost 13 and so have Hull. But Luton, the recently relegated side, Patrick Lane, sorry, well, Patrick, that can work. They've lost most games, which is shocking to me. And then quickly on Sunderland, they are on 47 points. So they've comfortably got already a 6-point gap from Middlesbrough, and that would have been helped by the fact that Middlesbrough could not beat Cardiff. They only managed to draw in that game in the end. So Sunderland, if they win this, they can extend their lead from Middlesbrough and go to 50 points. And that will be 4 teams on 50 points already this season. We would have played just over half the games, so I don't know if we will see anyone get 100 points this season. It's going to be quite difficult. Considering the fact that we've seen Leeds at the top who have already lost 3. I don't think we're going to see it this year. But it is certainly a good level of consistency with those 4 sides. So Sunderland going for top 4, closing the gaps on Leeds and extending their lead from Middlesbrough. Portsmouth will be wanting to avoid a defeat so they don't fall in the bottom three. So that is how things are standing. Etienne, thank you so much. It's truly appreciated that you are appreciating the stream. Absolutely no worries. And in fact, just as a little snapshot of what I'm doing in my life, because typically I'd use half time for that, but I might as well. This will be my last day of holiday because I will be back to work tomorrow morning, 8:30 in the morning. It's been a while. Right, okay, kickoff's just started, and it will be Sunderland that starts us off. So, Sunderland Portsmouth, the previous result between these two sides at Fratton Park was 3-1 to Sunderland. It could have easily been a clean sheet for Sunderland, and they were actually at that stage of the season, looking very defensively impenetrable. But Luke O'Nien scored a freak own goal to make it 3-1. Sunderland already on the attack, and already is some defending to do for Portsmouth. So that's taken, 20 seconds off the stream? Or 20 seconds off the game, I should say. Not 20 seconds off the stream. Luton need to sack Rob Edwards. I understand, but at the same time, I don't know who they'd go for. It's a very tough one with Luton, because it's clearly a side not filled with confidence, and I think when you've got a lot of players maybe actually flexed with salaries, fit for the Prem, it's a lot more difficult to then pick yourselves up when you're getting beat by teams that you don't, believe that you should be playing. I mean, it's also worse with Luton, with them being 18th. If they were like 20th and rock bottom and completely hopeless, it might be a little bit more of a hard reset. But Luton really gave their all in the Prem, and I think now they're getting a hangover from that, but they are really, really struggling as a result. What term do you think should be called for a team scoring a goal? Oh, hang on. Oh, sorry. I thought Portsmouth had a chance there. Scoring a goal despite fewer men on the pitch and X10. Oh, short-handed goal. Yeah. I mean, that's happened a couple of times this season already with GSGN, hasn't it? I'm sure that's happened quite a few times already, actually. We're 2 minutes in, and the second half's just started for Fulham Ipswich. I'm going to try and look away from that, because honestly, it's the fact that Ipswich are winning at the moment and knowing what that means for their season. I'm going to keep it stum. I'm just not going to say anything. And it's just because I know what's going to happen as well. I already know the exact result in my head. Because actually, I've not got evidence, but I've got someone else who's doing like a predictions thing at work, doing Premier League games, and they have found that most of my correct scores this year have all been from Ipswich games, and I definitely didn't predict an Ipswich win. So, I don't know, I've got a weird psychic about them. Bad karma, probably. Luton needs to change philosophy of football, period. Archaic football doesn't stand a chance in modern football. It's a tough one again, because they're really in a tough situation with that. With the players that they got, I honestly think the best way to go is to go back to basics, but just to give enough options for their strikers. It's really their attacking players who I think are the most talented individuals on the pitch, but it's hard when you might have strikers who are not particularly committed, or they are not entirely focused. You just need a whole squad that's united, and if that means going for some players you don't normally pick week in, week out to get that unity, sometimes you have to make those tough decisions and leave some egos out. There's certainly not tactically equipped to win away from home at the moment. I think certainly with away games for Luton Town, it was certainly put 10 behind the ball and try and hope and pray. That for the Championship is really not going to work at all. Luton should get Neil Harris to the end of the season. That is not a bad shout, actually. There's quite a few managers available, actually, now that you think about it. We're still waiting for Plymouth to appoint their replacement manager for Wayne Rooney. So that will be an interesting one to see who they announce. Stoke, as you know, very recently got Mark Robbins in, who was previously dismissed as Coventry's manager. Coventry have brought in Frank Lampard, of course, where he's having definitely a very mixed time at the moment. It's hard to compare whether he's doing a better job than Rooney did with Plymouth at the moment, but I think certainly with a mixture of results, it's certainly a mixed bag. You've got winning, you get yourself winning by 4 one week and then losing by 4 another. It's crazy, really. And they would have had the weekend from hell, losing 2-1 to Norwich with 2 stoppage time goals. That is the worst. That's the worst sort of game to throw away. I agree, Blue Terrier. They have not improved for me. I wouldn't say they've got any worse. They're kind of performing as I'd expect, and it's just an inconsistent mess, really. But I think because expectations were on them with how well they performed in previous seasons, now that inconsistency is highlighted as more of a concern as it would have been. Because I would dare say last season, a couple of times, they had, freak results. But a lot of the time, because I don't think the onus was so much on them, they would actually not feel too pressurised to get a result and to get an improvement. Or a little bit of a hoo-ha playing out from the back for Portsmouth. But Sunderland don't punish them, although they could do just now. Cross comes in, shot just over. Oh, a bit risky when you're playing out from the back. I mean, when you've got a very hungry Sunderland side wanting to get 3 points here, you do not want to be gifting them those types of opportunities here. I mean, let's see how it happened. It is really good pressing, I've got to say. I've got to get familiar with shirt numbers. Apologies, guys. Because I will be able to talk about who is who in a minute. For me, I need shirt numbers. Is Isidore, of course, which would make sense. Brilliant press on his part. And it was Patrick Roberts with the shot just over the goal. Towler and Schmidt having a little bit of Schmidt moment, I guess. It wasn't necessarily the best moments of them playing out for the back. If Stoke go to the CBS later this season and win easy, then things could turn toss it. Oh, I mean, that would be really, really bad for Doug King and the Coventry faithful. That will be something that I will be quite intrigued to see how it turns out. But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised at results like that. Here's a chance for Sunderland. Isidore, and just as easy as that, it is a goal for Sunderland. They've made that look so easy, Sunderland. I was mid-conversation and mid-yawning as well, because I didn't think something will come out of this, but they made that look so easy, like a hot knife through butter. Sunderland carved through that Portsmouth defence like roast turkey on a Christmas dinner. Let's see this again. It is honestly really simple stuff. It's played quite centrally on the pitch. Let's see the replays here. So, let's try whom. And, oh, that's brilliant hold-up play. And the fact that he managed to find that pass and Isidore uses his pace really, really well there. Great communication between Mayenda and Isidore. Mayenda with the perfect weight and time for that through ball. Isidore didn't even need to run too much to catch up with it. Just got there and just didn't even really need to lever it. He just placed it in the bottom right corner. Just as easy as that. Portsmouth will be a little bit disappointed how they defended Mayenda. Mayenda had the freedom of the whole midfield to run across with Portsmouth there. But it started with a really, really good bit of play by Trihum, actually, who I have really, really liked this season. I think he's certainly been one that has been recognised by, I say, by a couple, but I wouldn't say he's been considered as the best in his position, I would say. But he has certainly done a stellar job in his role, kind of playing more or less as a wing-back in a way, at least in that position. Etienne's liking that result. It's good to know. We are 8 minutes in. We've already a goal. What did I predict in this game? I actually can't remember what I predicted. I should remember. I've got it on my phone somewhere. That should give you a little bit of an insight, but I'll literally just leave my score predictions on my phone, just like that. Just like that. You won't be able to see it because it's all tiny. I've said 2-1 Sunderland, but maybe I should have said more than 2. But we'll have to see. And we'll have to see if Portsmouth can get a goal. It's a bit bold of me thinking that Portsmouth could get a goal because Sunderland a lot of the time, can keep clean sheets at home, actually. So we will react to the other games that have taken place in this weekend so far. Certainly, social media has given me a good insight of how people have been feeling about their games. Portsmouth win a free kick just outside of the penalty area of the left-hand side. This could be a good set-piece situation that Portsmouth could put in, which could be their greatest threat, actually, to get something from this game. Yeah, it's not the greatest of challenges there. And just a little bit of difficulty for the defender to deal with there. I think it may have been... I think it was Trahum, actually, who conceded the foul. Can't see who's taking the free kick. But there's a lot of bodies in that box. He decides to take it short. It wasn't necessarily the best of executions. I've seen much better free kicks than that taken, unfortunately. Josh Murphy just held on for the ball way too long there. And just never looked comfortable having it. The touch wasn't particularly great either. It was Potts that took the free kick. Brad Potts, I think that would have been. Yeah, not a great set piece in the end. That turned out to be a little bit of a waste. I certainly would have thought about delivering the ball into the box. There was a decent amount of space actually near the D, which I probably would have done a pass through to there. But yeah, what do I know? I'm not a football coach. Portsmouth are able to defend another Sunderland attack. They're in their lime green colour today, which I'm a little bit surprised they haven't just gone in their natural home colours, because I think that would work. I mean, I don't know, maybe the white in their kit would clash. Personally, I think they still could have gone for blue. I think it still would have been easy enough to go past it, but they must have made a conscious decision on it. But it means with their coloured kits, they kind of blend into the to the pitch a little bit. It's a very light minty, well, not minty green, but like a very light green with shades of yellow in it as well. Corner to Sunderland. This has been certainly Sunderland looking a little bit more dangerous than Portsmouth at this moment of time. They look more likely that they're going to get an additional goal. Flash goal would give you a big chance where potentially it only happens in the game of life. Oh, no, I completely understand. I actually think that's one of my... I think that's the app that my brother has, actually. That's when he can kind of... Because that's when I see him watch games on his app. That's how I see him get agitated. If there's like a big chance the opposition... Hang on, this is a really good tackle there. Is Potts again... Potts, can he receive the ball? Here's Callum Lang on the ball. Sunderland half clear it. Oh, they clear it in the end. Patterson and Portsmouth trying to press him, and they've won a throw in. This is more for what Portsmouth need to do. A little bit of a shaky moment there for Sunderland. So it was a counter-attack to Portsmouth. Definitely a lot more Sunderland players back, but good pick out to find Callum Lang in that position. In the end, it was good enough defending, but a little bit of... it was Bishop, sorry, not Callum Lang. It was Colby Bishop that was found there. A little bit of desperate defending in the end. Ugleve is going to win the ball back for Portsmouth. Here's Josh Murphy playing in that natural winger role that we sometimes have seen him playing Newcastle. Obviously, now his brother Jacob Murphy's kind of really taken on that role that that was a little bit interchangeable at the time. I mean, I'm talking about 5 years ago now, when he was, when he was constantly in Newcastle squad. Before they turn into a super giant now, really. Well, not really a super giant yet, but they probably will be soon. That's good defending by Chris Meffin to win the header for that attack, but it does win Portsmouth a corner. Portsmouth may be slowly growing into this, but I wouldn't say they are making their Sunderland's palms sweat just yet. Looks like it's going to be Brad Potts again taking the corner. I will check if that is definitely Brad Potts. So corner goes in. Patterson, good goalkeeper, gets a strong hand onto it. Portsmouth are appealing, I think, for maybe handball outside the box, but it's... Oh, Frankie Potts, sorry. No, it's not Brad Potts. It's Freddie Potts. Freddie Potts. It's not Brad Potts. What am I saying? I'm stuck in, like, my previous seasons where I talk about Brad Potts of Luton, but it's not. It's Freddie Potts. Freddie Potts. He's the one taking the set pieces at the moment there. Messina's not happy with the handball. To be honest, I thought it was very, very... would have been quite harsh if it was given, to be fair. Oh, Sunderland break here, but no, it's well recovered, actually. I believe by Marlon back, actually. It's good to see him playing a little bit more football again. Goal kick by Schmidt, and he doesn't find anyone. It's almost like a passing game to the other goalkeeper, because now it's Patterson's turn on the ball. So 15 minutes have been played. They're replaying. Oh, so okay, there's a couple of pushes into the box. Patterson pats it away. Okay, I can see why they're complaining, but it's again, it's completely accidental. He doesn't intentionally move his arm to block it. It's a very tough one to call, and it's one that referee would have to catch live, and clearly the referee didn't see it, so that's why nothing was given. If I was a referee, I probably would have given it if I saw it, but it's one of those ones where if you blink and you miss it, and I probably would have played on if I was in the referee's shoes as well. It's one of those ones that the referee just needs to see right on hand, and he probably didn't really half see it, to be fair. All right, a little bit of lag on the TV. I'm hoping that's not going to happen throughout. To remind you, we are in a really bad weather storm. Well, not a storm, but we're in a bad weather period at the moment with lots of snow, but at least in the south, it's lots of rain and wind and sleet and all that stuff. Very, very typical wintry, spring-like weather, if I got to be honest. It doesn't surprise me. Little coming together there. So Freddie Potts wins a free kick for Portsmouth. I'm still not looking at the Ipswich game. I'm just trying to forget that game is actually even taking place. I need to purposely forget for the fact that I actually did watch Ipswich get a goal. I need to refrain from knowing that thought, because otherwise I'm going to feel so stressed out. And it's going to be the longest 45 minutes. And I don't want that. I want to enjoy this game. 17 minutes gone. Portsmouth a long throw-in. We're 17 minutes into the game. And it's been cleared. Patterson has not made a save as of yet. 20 minutes in. We'll pull by some stats. And we'll see how the teams are going. But you're going to see maybe the momentum may shift a tiny bit between each side. But certainly with chances, it's going to be Sunderland that dominate. I am so sorry. I'm operating on a couple of hours sleep, and it's not really foreboding well for me for the fact that I've got to go out to work tomorrow. It's a 6 a.m. wake-up time. Looking forward to that. Steven Schumacher seems to be the favourite to go back to Plymouth. Now, that will be really interesting. I think Ryan Lowe's been linked as well, dare I say. But I think out of the two, I actually do think Schumacher may be more welcome back than Ryan Lowe, actually. I think the difficulty that Schumacher's going to have is that the move he made to Plymouth was was fresh in the mind. Oh, chance! Oh, nearly a second goal for Sunderland. They're carving up these chances so quickly. That's got to be a handball, surely. It's not been given. Ball's ricocheting. Sunderland still have the possession of the ball. And it's high and wide. This is why, it's dangerous to talk to chat, because you feel like you miss a chance. It's like it was Towler that managed to get enough of a block in. So let's see what happens here. So it's good play by Joe Bellingham. Then it's Patrick Roberts that tries to get a shot, and it's Towler that makes the block. That is great defending from Towler. Jeez, that could have been bad. Could have been bad for Portsmouth if they were to go down 2-0 already. Although it could be. Oh no, a Gleave manages to get in the way this time around. All of a sudden, it's all hands on deck for Portsmouth. They're struggling at the moment now. Sunderland looking very, very ruthless, as they always tend to be. Oh, I've been meaning to do that. I thought I sorted that at the start of the stream. Just sorting something. Thank you guys for liking the stream. We're actually on 7 likes already. So thank you guys so much for the terrific support. If you haven't liked the stream, please do so. It really, really does help the growth of this channel each time that you do it. If you've not subscribed yet, please do so as well. It really does help as well. We're actually now, I believe, we've actually are one step closer to 3,000 because we're now on 2827. We are 173 subs away now from 3K. So thank you guys so much again for the fantastic support. It really does mean a lot. I won't lie though, I think next week might be actually a time where I can actually take a little bit of a break, because it has been a little bit exhausting to keep up with the videos. I mean, I say that, I've definitely not uploaded as much as Matt or Ben or even Ben Bloom, but for me, because I'm working full time, it is very difficult to balance that for me. So unless I can figure something out, I've still not figured anything out. So there's going to be a tiny period of this week where there will be a break, because we do have FA Cup weekend, and I'm not going to see too many of my fans too enthusiastic for me to see score predictions for FA Cup. Unless I do, then I might consider doing it. But it'll give me a good chance just to regain. And one thing I will need to think about is that the next couple of games coming up for the Championship are actually going to be some of the games that will be caught up. So since we're now 21 minutes in, we do have a break in play. Let's go back to the capture and we can go through some stats, if it loads. Right, of course, they now kick off as soon as I want to get the stats out, but we're going to do it. We're going to multitask. You've got possession-wise, I mean, 61 to 39, and this is quite conclusive. 0.04 XG compared to 0.66. 2 big chances to 0. 4 shots, 4 to 2. Corner kicks, 1 each. You can see free kicks, 3 for Portsmouth. So there's been quite a few times where Sunderland have been drawing, conceding fouls. Not drawing fouls when you get fouled yourself, but they've been conceding quite a few fouls. But actually, by the looks of things, it hasn't really affected them whatsoever. And it's been Dan Neil who's had 2 of Sunderland's 4 total shots. So he has certainly been very instrumental in that position, actually. Goalkeeping, you've got 0.075 goals prevented. And you can see that 0 for Patterson, because Patterson's literally had nothing to do. He's only had that one punch, as I mentioned, from that corner, which led to the whole handball thing, which it would have been really, really harsh if it was given against Sunderland. And it would have only been a free kick anyway, which, by the way their set pieces were going today, it didn't look like they were going to get anything anyway. So, game started well, but I cannot lie, it is now sort of fizzling out into a little bit of a predictable result, unless we see Portsmouth suddenly perform the perfect counter-attack, which probably is their most likely way that they will be able to get a big chance. But they've just not had any. And suddenly they've already had 2 of them. And of course they scored with 1 of them as well. So the other big chance, of course, if you as you remember, is when Towler made that clearance. Could have been 2-0, and it would have been Patrick Roberts getting the second goal if that had gone in. They have Towler to thank to keep the score down to 1-0. But Sunderland is still on the attack here. We're 50 minutes already in the stream. I tell you what, time goes so quickly when you're talking, you're breathing, and you're talking and communicating and all of that stuff. We are just over halfway through the half. What are your guys' thoughts? We've only had 6 shots in this first period of the first half. Here's Joe Bellingham. He's going to pass it back to Dan Neil. Patrick Roberts. Oh, a good battle there. It's back to Patrick Roberts. Portsmouth standing a bit firm defensively. Ball floats in. Towler heading away. A little bit back and forth. But Schmid collects. So, in the end, that didn't enter up being a chance at all, unfortunately. I'm going to keep my eye on how the lighting is as well, because especially at this time of the year, the lighting typically can go quite dark. I did have to put a light on beforehand to prevent me maybe changing the lights, but I think I've solved it. Hang on, this could be a chance for Portsmouth. This is definitely the best chance. Oh, not quite. It's Josh Murphy. Certainly the best chance, and it's just come from it literally just come from a goal kick and a header from a Sunderland player, which has somehow found its way through to Josh Murphy. He doesn't get enough power in it. O'Neill does well, actually. I predicted it, guys. It's 1-1 at Craven Cottage, which I think was actually the score I predicted as well. Of course, it was going to be that way. It's deja vu again for Ipswich. Penalty as well. Oh, that's even more painful as well. Apparently, a referee missed an obvious pen, but VAR spotted it. Dang. It's annoying. Annoying for them. Sounds like they can't have any complaints. I need to look at the foul again, or the incident again that caused the penalty. Portsmouth with the throw. We shall move on from that. 20 minutes left. Fulham could easily win this as well. It's an annoying time to concede. And speaking of, well, Portsmouth have conceded in one of the worst times that you can get, like right at the start of the game. They've got the majority of the game to try and get something back from this, but they have not made Anthony Patterson get into some saves at all. So they need to do a lot more from what they're doing. Well, it's good that it's good for your coupon then. I'm pleased for that, but I'm not pleased for Ipswich's part in that. Your Fulham draw, Sunderland win, and Liverpool win. I tell you what, that is I'd say that's quite a good shout at the moment. You've got two of the outcomes actually agreeing with your outcome as well. And as long as there's no last minute change to the game being held at Anfield, I think that's a pretty comfortable coupon you'll get. Oh, Josh Murphy, that wasn't a good touch. I'd be very disappointed if I made a touch like that. It's hard because I've played, well, I've not played professionally, but I've played 6-a-side and 5-a-side and stuff. It is difficult to keep a touch when when the ball is slipping over and you have to run to it as well. But it's, for a professional footballer, it's one of those ones where you do need to keep the ball down. Colby Bishop, oh, good defending again. Sunderland being made to work a little bit, which is encouraging because it means that Portsmouth are now slowly but surely entering the game. But no saves again for Patterson. But I think that is going to be a little bit more impact on how well Sunderland have been defending. Freddie Potts is going to take the corner. I think he's going to take it long. I think he was going to take it short to Murphy. But I don't think he's going to do it now. Oh my God, third goal at Craven Cottage. I need to check if it's actually going to be given. Oh my gosh. I don't think it's going to be given because it's now... Oh my God, it's another pen. Oh my goodness me. So apparently Ipswich have just scored a penalty. It's now 2-1 to Ipswich. I need to see what happened in... It's a soft one. Oh gosh. Again, I don't know if maybe there's a bit of bias there. I don't know. I need to see both incidents again. Either Ipswich have been very lucky, or the commentary and punditry are very, very disrespectful with Ipswich at the moment. I don't know. What is it going, fan? Welcome to the streams. Good to see you. So, we've been watching Sunderland Portsmouth, and I promise I have been watching. I have been watching the stream, as I always have been. So I have been watching this game, and to be fair, it's not been the worst game that I've seen, but certainly went, had a really fierce start. Isidore getting a goal within the first 5 minutes, but then since then we haven't really had a close chance apart from when Towler had to clear a ball off the line. Portsmouth have not even made Patterson forced into a save yet. But both are looking pretty feisty with their press at the moment, which, gives me a good sort of outcome that both really want to get a result. I see this as a North versus South sort of game. I want to see each side bring it and represent their region of the UK. I don't know if that fell flat a little bit within the first meeting between the two. Thank you for the 9 viewers here. If you've not liked the stream, guys, it really does help the growth of this channel when we do so. It really is massively appreciated. And thank you, guys, as always, for the terrific support. As a reminder, we're on 2827 subs at the moment. 173 subs away from 3,000 subs. I think I will be doing some form of video when I probably will. Well, eventually we'll get 3,000 subs. That might be next year. That might be 2 years time, who knows. But honestly, thank you guys as always for the fantastic support for the channel. It really is massively appreciated. Means are getting pretty tight in a playoff battle in League One. We will certainly be looking at other leagues and be reacting to other key score lines at half time. That will be 15 minutes time, where I will also give my brief thoughts on this game as well. We'll also preview Liverpool United because they have released the lineups, but I've not seen anyone ask for them yet. So I'll leave it for now, unless a lot of people want to see it, because then I can preview it. But I'm trying to pay attention to this game, and whilst it did promise a lot at the start, it has not certainly been as high scoring as the previous encounter was. This could be a chance for Sunderland here. Shot. Oh, what a save! Finally, here we go. That's what I want to see. That is a really good save by Schmid. Wow. Who was that that had the chance? Was that, what's his name? It was the name I couldn't say. For Sunderland. Hang on a minute. It was, because definitely I recognised him. It was, oh my gosh, why can't I use my mouse? It was Anucci. Ouchi, I think is his name. Yeah, Ouchi. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering any of these names. Number 22 is the one I'm trying to say. I'm so sorry. Right, we're into an hour of this stream already. That is impressive. Since the introduction of 3 points for a win in English football, no team in the second tier have ever survived relegation with them winning 0 away games. Now, I actually asked this stat from you, GHGN. I don't know what video it was, because I gave you a shout out when I was previewing Plymouth, that you've been giving me the helpful stats about their negative goal difference. But I think one of the questions I actually threw out there was, has any side at all been relegated without winning away from home? I assume that might have been the case, but looking at that stat, it looks like that's actually not the case. Chance! Oh, Portsmouth, what are you doing? Oh, that was a huge chance for Portsmouth there, but they really fluffed their chance there. Oh, that's a little bit annoying. That could have really made things interesting. So let's see this again. It's a perfectly timed run by Josh Murphy. Brilliant. Using his pace like back at his best, and that touch is so much better. But then there's no one in the box. I think it was only Colby Bishop in the box, but he was already heavily marked, so it was quite difficult for him. But there was no one else there to support. If Callum Lang had been there, that probably could have been a really good chance for Portsmouth there. Now here comes Sunderland in the other end of the pitch. I end it now. Oh, I think just about getting enough. And it's all cleared. Right, Portsmouth clear another Sunderland attack. We've got 12 minutes left of this half. I will be looking through how things are going with other games when this is at halftime as well. we haven't really had too many other games. We've some of the games that we were supposed to have today have been postponed due to the snow. Had a couple of League Two games being postponed. I think Newport had a game postponed. Fleetwood had a game postponed. Don't know if it may be in Chesterfield that also had a game postponed as well. So we had a couple of games that we should have had, that we would have had a close eye on, but we don't today because snow has certainly made people in the UK go crazy. And I think it's one of those things where we see snow, it doesn't appear often, and when snow does come round, no one's prepared to deal with it. I know Fleetwood have had a terrible season by their standards, being recently relegated, and I was mentioning it when I think it may be Henry who asked me about how Colchester are doing. Fleetwood are only just above Colchester on goal difference, which says a lot. Yeah, Fleetwood have not had a fun time at the moment. A half chance there by the guy who I can't pronounce his name, Anucci. It's a very easy save over Schmidt. That's barely a chance, to be honest. It's diving practice. But it's good switch up play from Roberts to find Anucci there. Swanson needs to close him down a lot better than that, though. You can't be giving him that much space there. That's what I've been seeing a lot. The Portsmouth defence are not looking too confident with their man-to-man pressing. Rotherham United were in 2 seasons where they won 0-8 games and got relegated. Oh, 16, 17, 23, 24. Oh, okay, so it has actually happened quite recently when they actually won 0 away games. Right, I figured that must have happened, yeah. I wasn't surprised that it was actually limited to just Rotherham. I thought that might have happened actually multiple times. But yeah, those 2 Rotherham seasons, which were pretty bad seasons on their part. Certainly 23-24, they picked up more points than they did on 16-17. It'll be interesting to know how many, what was the least away points being picked up. There certainly would be quite, you would narrow it down to those 2 Rotherham games and the 2 Rotherham seasons and the Plymouth season. But then again, it depends how many times they drew away from home as well. With Plymouth's point of view, I will actually check this now because I can certainly remember 2 away draws. They literally got an away point yesterday. So they've drawn away from home 3 times, Plymouth, and as I said, the most recent one being their last one against Stoke. I can definitely remember another one against QPR because that was one where Morgan Whittaker had an incredible goal in that game. Probably they're up there for their best goal this season. Plymouth have, whilst they are rock bottom, they have scored some cracking goals this year. Which is why there's a bit of me that wants them to stay up, because I do think it's box office when you see Plymouth. It certainly made things interesting with Wayne Rooney coming in, but defensively, non-existent. And I'll be very interested to know if that was their first clean sheet in however many games that was. Murphy with a chance for Portsmouth, and he missed it. He was just over the goal. I tell you what, Josh Murphy has been getting some good positions, but he has just not being able to do the final thing, which is either to lay off the perfect pass to Lang or Colby Bishop or to hit the target. And he goes alone this time around, and I think that's the correct decision. I think that I would have done the same. I don't know if he slips. I have a feeling he actually sort of loses a bad touch. Doesn't quite connect to the ball the way that he wants to. It's high and wide over the goal, but he knows he should at least hit the target. He managed to make it all the way to the penalty box. Pretty unchallenged, to be honest. I think he certainly should have done better in that position there. 16-17 season was 2 points. Dang, so Plymouth have actually just beaten that with that result. That is crazy. That, to me, probably will be the worst away record you could ever get. That 16-17 season for Rotherham is quite spectacular. This is probably, that points total is probably like the closest thing that we're going to see with a modern day Derby County Prem season. But you say that, Southampton are in a position where they've played half their games and they're only on 6 points. Doesn't seem to matter whoever their manager is at the moment. They are not getting some good results. But then again, Southampton only need to win 2 games out of their last 20, and they automatically beat Derby's point record, which is a 10% win rate. I mean, that tells you it almost feels impossible to achieve, but that is what it is. It is what they've got to do. Right, chance for Portsmouth. Cross coming in. Portsmouth have been creating a couple of more chances as of late. And we've got 5 minutes left of this half. Well, a little bit more than 5 minutes left of this half. Stoppage time point of view, we're not going to get anything more than 2 minutes, I think. 1 minute probably will be my prediction. Here's a chance. I end up now with Sunderland. He goes down, looking for a penalty. And referee's not giving it, and I think that's the correct decision. Oh, sorry. The 83-84 season Division 2 had not one but 2 teams winning 0. Oh, okay, sorry. I misread what that question was. That stat was. So that season actually had 2 teams winning 0 away games, and that's the only time that's happened. Right, got you. Thank you, Jess. Johnny, wasn't it? Thank you so much. Yeah, that's what you meant by that. Yeah, so that is a unique stat in that way. Mayenda is a very dangerous player, but I'm sorry, that's a butterfly's foul. He doesn't really go down with much contact at all. That'd be shocking if that was given. And that's the scary thing with a championship with no VAR. You've got to be very careful with what decisions you make. It sounded like today with Fulham's penalty against Ipswich, it was one of the moments where VAR actually came to the rescue for Fulham, because it sounded like it was a pretty big stonewaller. Unless we do have a biased commentator who's a Fulham fan. I don't know. I need to look at both incidents again. But I'm hearing the quotes. I can't believe Darren Bonds missed that. So I'm assuming it's a pretty big stonewaller. But again, I'm not watching the game. As you can see from my reaction here, I'm watching Sunderland and Portsmouth. I could be watching Fulham Ipswich, but I don't think I would right now, because I've barely got any nails left. There will literally be no nails left on my fingers if I watch them right now, especially at this stage of the game. Okay, Sunderland on the attack. I've been very impressed with Chris Metham, looking very calm and composed on the ball, and a good amount of experience needed for a very young and youthful squad. And I think that's what you need in not necessarily a promotion winning side, but just with a very solid championship side. You need young upcoming players wanting to prove a point, but then you also need the experienced heads just to keep the calm within the team. Through ball has made it through. It's a door again, and it's 2. It's 2 for Sunderland. The notification literally just came up. Oh, it's offside. Sorry, ignore me. It's no goal. It's been given as offside. Isidore's not happy with that decision at all. It looks okay to me, but I need to see it again. Reggie Lebris is not happy with it at all. I thought it was 2, and that would have been close to game over. Let's see. Is it? Yeah, that's off. That is off. Quite tight, though. Quite tight, but with the snapshot, it is off. I tell you what, I just needed to time his run better, because I don't think he actually needed to adjust himself in the way that he did to get to that goal. Because, the defender didn't get a strong touch to the through ball, so he would have still won the ball regardless of where he was. Okay. Sorry, I'm just seeing notifications. Nothing important. That's some really good play by Dan Neil there. So it would have been that would have been a quality Dan Neil assist. William is asking goal ? I thought it was a second goal for Sunderland, but it wasn't. Isidore was caught just offside. Probably, I'd say, an inch offside. The camera that they brought for that made him look quite blurry, but I did see enough of him to be offside when the ball was played. But that would have been a quality assist from Dan Neil. He picks the ball up so incredibly well and produces the perfectly weighted pass to get that chance to create. That would have been, I would dare say, close to game over if that had gone in. Because Portsmouth, whilst they have shown bursts of sort of chances, just bursts of it, really. They've not really done anything enough to test Anthony Patterson. So, disappointing on Portsmouth's point of view. They'll be wanting to go back into the second half doing better. William, that is so incredibly generous. Thank you so much. You have officially given me the first super chat of 2025. Everyone get a round of applause for William YouTube 503. Thank you so much. I usually don't actually recognise. So if you are a new viewer, not only do you give a round of applause to William for giving the first super chat of 2025, it's a brand new viewer for the channel as well, I think, as well. So do give William a warm welcome. Thank you so much, my man. £5 for a cute little sticker. That is very, very kind. Hang on, we've got a chance. My ender can make it to side netting. Oh, my goodness me. Sunderland suddenly now having really good spells now in this final 5 minutes. Is this going to be a situation where Sunderland will regret not taking any of their chances? Because you've got to remember, Sunderland are only 1 goal up. 1 goal for Portsmouth changes everything. I will preview for what the championship table will look like if the results do stay as they are. Oh, that is disappointing for my ender at the end. He does everything right. It's easy. I'm not going to say it's easy to score than to miss, because I still think it's a pretty tight angle. But he shouldn't be hitting the side netting from there. He should at least force Schmidt into a save if he isn't going to score. It is 2 minutes of added time, which I kind of predicted. Chance for Portsmouth maybe, or just headed off. You need a goal for Sunderland. Well, got pretty darn close to one. You have got a whole half of football still to get a goal. What I will say with that, I do think Sunderland aren't too much in a hurry to get a goal, but certainly in the last 5 minutes, they've shown more urgency to get one, probably more than ever. Probably just down to that offside goal. Now they really wanted to try and get something, but it's going to be interesting to see how they set up second half, because now they've got that 1 goal, they surely can't feel comfortable with it. Despite Portsmouth not having a chance, well, they've had shots, but they've not tested Patterson at all. I do think they want to get at least 1 other goal just to make things secure. You also need Sunderland to score another. I predicted 2-1, so I need both sides to score. And right now, Portsmouth would take a whole entire year. They need all of 2025, I think, to score a goal against Sunderland at this rate. They don't look like they're going to get one anytime soon. And to be there, the goal they did score against Sunderland last time around turned out to be from a Sunderland player themselves. So a Portsmouth player actually hasn't scored for Portsmouth against Sunderland at all this season so far. Excuse me, I'm so sorry, guys. Just itchy nose at a really awkward moment. So yeah, we've got 10 seconds left of this half. We will be previewing how things are going round in terms of other games taking place. We will be delving into the Prem. We'll be delving into other things that are going on as well. And it's half time. So, only 1-0 for Sunderland. Isidore getting the only goal in that half. Oh, Jimenez, why? It's 2-2 at Craven Cottage. Oh, my heart, my heart. Oh, 92nd minutes as well. That is so, so incredibly painful. Damn. Damn. Well, I'll preempt to what I was expecting to see. So, 1-0 to Sunderland. Isidore, 7th minute in, actually getting the goal. Mayenda with the assist. And since then, Towler did well to clear a ball off the line. Isidore had another goal disallowed for offside. And then, what else was going on? I've lost my train of thought now. And then Mayenda hit the side netting as well. Those were like the only chances that Sunderland had for Portsmouth. Couple of bursts of moments. Josh Murphy looking quite dangerous. Colby Bishop looking okay, but unfortunately not really forcing Patterson to make a save at all. Oh, that's really deflated me. It's just too many times they concede a goal in stoppage time. Their game management, Ipswich, and I'm going to say right now, is shocking. It is rubbish. It really, really is. So there you go. It's the draw currently, and they've not updated it because a draw means Ipswich are back down in 18th. They were previously 16th, but they're now back down to 18th. With 5 minutes left, you wouldn't, It's 2 penalties? Oh, come off it. 3 penalties have contributed to 4 for goals here. Liberty gibbet. Right. I'm actually I'm gonna watch the game. And I'm going to regret it if they do concede a goal and I'm watching it live. But I was watching it live when Ipswich got their goal. Maybe I've got a good bit of karma. I'm gonna go for it. We've got 5 minutes left of that game. Andrea Pereira given a yellow card. Looking a little bit feisty at the moment. Understandably, it's looking very, very tense. I'm surprised Ipswich aren't booting the ball around a little bit quicker. They really ought to at the moment. You predicted Ipswich to win. Well, it's a very brave prediction on your part, considering that they've only won 3 games so far this season. That would have been their 4th win, and it's a Fulham throw-in, and Fulham are going for the win now. Oh, this is really going to make my heart sink if they get 3 points here. Okay. Oh, it's very annoying again. This is so frustrating to watch, because it's... Al Hamadi should have done better there. It's the moment of the game where each player is going to go down with a slight nudge to try and let their team off the hook and to get a free kick themselves. And it's a basketball game now. There's Jimenez again on the left hand side. Oh, he's done well there. And you feel like any time a player goes down now, it's going to be a penalty. There's been 3 penalties in that game. Oh, Fulham think they can win this, and that is making me very, very touchy. So, yeah, I will be responding to viewer comments as well. I'll be reading those. Andres Pereira with the corner for Fulham. 3 minutes left. It's not 1. It doesn't beat the first man. Smith Rowe collects the ball. Anthony Robinson. Smith Rowe. Pereira back. That's some good play for Fulham there. Oh, flip. Right, back to Robinson. Is that Wilson still on the pitch? I'm surprised he's not been subbed. Pereira. Oh, that's a really dangerous ball. But headed clear. I'm not going to say anything that could potentially jinx Ipswich here. I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. I'm just going to commentate and say what I see. Looks like Ipswich have got a free kick, but in their half, it's not where they want the ball to be. They want it as far forward as possible. Marcus Silva looking quite agitated, but I don't blame him for that. He'll be wanting to get a win. And Ipswich win has the odds of 5-1 before the game. Unfortunately, I didn't bet on anything. Wow. God. The fact it's 2 penalties, that is so heartbreaking for Ipswich. It did sound like that their penalty themselves was a bit dubious, but I need to see it to get a proper view on it. It's a throw into Fulham. They want to foul Ipswich, but it's not going to be given. Ball goes in. Ipswich just about clear this. Oh God, what are you doing? Oh my goodness me. Oh my gosh. Who on earth someone in that squad nearly gave an assist to Harry Wilson? Oh my God, was that Chaplin? That would have been unforgivable. Oh God, Smith Rose with the... Oh, they really want a pen. They think any chance is going to be any foul in the box is going to be a penalty, but it's not been given. Jack Taylor nearly gave Harry Wilson an assist for Fulham to score. That would have been so heartbreaking if that was... Oh, careful. My goodness me. Anytime Pereira... Oh, God. Wait, hang on. Are they checking? Oh, please do not tell me that is going to be a penalty. That would have been so soft. No, it's not. It's no pen. No pen. My goodness me. The way that things are going, it felt like that anything would have been a pen. Walton, I'm surprised you are just trying to hold on for the point. Ipswich can't really afford a point now. They need 3. You led this game twice and you're settling for a point and thinking that's how it's going to end now. I don't know if that's Maxwell Cornet, but he's done so well in that position. Oh no, it's Calvin Bassey. No, sorry, ignore me. It's Calvin Bassey. And I had him in my fantasy squad, so that's why I've included him. He's been so influential. He really has. Well, it looks like it's going to end in a 2-2 draw, which will be disappointing for Ipswich. I'm going back to Ipswich tomorrow in the office, so I'm gonna certainly hit. Oh my gosh, shot from Robertson, but it's saved. I think that might be full time. Is it Robertson? No, wait, is it? Yeah, it's Anthony Robinson. Saved by Walton. Right, full time at Craven Cottage, 2-2. It's another stoppage time heartbreak for Ipswich, but oh goodness me. They're now joint on points with Wolves, but it's another painful one to take. Another painful one to take because 3 points would have gotten them momentarily out of the bottom three. They would have been 16 points. They would have overtaken Everton. They're now trailing Everton by 1 point. Now on the same amount of points as Wolves, but are separated by a goal difference. Wolves have got to play against Forest tomorrow. So Ipswich will be hoping that Forest can get a result. But the goal difference is... Alright, I'm going to see the penalty incidents now. So ignore me. There's going to be 3 incidents. Now, let's see. Oh, yeah, okay, pen. Very, very silly from Morsey. That is a pen, which is a very silly... oh, God, I think Walton could have done better there. And then the second penalty was right from kickoff. What happened here? So then, long ball. It is literally Route 1 football. Headed away. This is a long replay to it. Okay, it's an obstruction one. And he does... okay. That one not as convincing as the first Fulham one, but I can understand why it was given. That's a good pen by Delap as well. And then... oh my God, Jack Clark hit the post. Oh, no. And it would have been straight in the other end where they got their pen as well. Oh my God, it literally was the next attack. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's entertaining, but oh my gosh, it is such a rollercoaster ride of emotions. Who on earth? Oh, Leif Davis, that is so poor. And it is Leif Davis, and he knows what he's doing there as well. Oh my God, Leif Davis, what have you done there? Second penalty. That was a much better penalty from Fulham. First penalty, I felt Walton could have done a bit better to save as well. Oh my word. Right, okay, so I've seen it all now. I'm definitely going to hear something in the office about this tomorrow. So if you didn't know, I work in Ipswich. So that's why I have got a bit of, you know, a little bit of an allegiance to Ipswich at the moment because my employers are from Ipswich. They're ultimately giving me the salary that's affording me to live. I haven't been able to see any games this season because ultimately it's impossible to get tickets. Oh, that is so heartbreaking. That's going to be a hard one to take. It's on to the next game, which for Ipswich is... Wait for it. Brighton and Hove Albion. And that, I believe, is followed by Manchester City. Yep, and then Liverpool. Yep. So they need to get 3 points against Brighton if they really can. If they can beat Brighton, that would be a brilliant result. That would be a brilliant result. It'll be on 19 points out of 21 games. Then it wouldn't look too bad. I need to look at what Everton and Wolves are up to as well. Everton have got Villa. Okay. Wolves have got Newcastle. Right, I think Newcastle could beat Wolves. But Everton, Aston Villa, I'm not so convinced. Everton, I think, could get a result there. The game where Ipswich have got Man City. Everton have got... Oh, God, Everton could beat Spurs, you know. Right. And then Wolves. Wolves have got Chelsea. Right, okay. Chelsea, Benelot let me down on that. And then when it's... Okay, well, I don't know what happened there. And then when it's time for them to play Liverpool... Wolves have got Arsenal, okay. And Everton have got Brighton. Okay, Brighton have got a pretty big say. They've got a couple of relegated, threatened teams coming up. Okay, so sorry for that curveball, but it was certainly a really big game in the Premier League. For the Championship, let's just see how things are going. So as you can see, 1-0. It is Isidore, the only one with the goal. First name, yeah, Wilson Isidore. That's what I thought it was going to be. In terms of stats, you're going to see it is quite one-sided. I mean, 2 saves from Schmidt, none from Patterson, as I said. 3 big chances to 0, 7 shots to 3. Certainly, it livened up a tiny bit near the final 5 minutes when Isidore had a disallowed goal, but other than that, it'd been a little bit quiet. Portsmouth having bursts of getting into Sunderland's box, but not being clinical with it. And you can see only 1 shot inside the box. Most of the shots from Portsmouth that they have had have been from outside of the box. The through ball, the through ball that was made was the goal that Sunderland had scored. They're doing stuff to the pitch to make sure it still is presentable. So, as you can see here, Portsmouth are still just above Hull, but that defeat does put them on the same goal difference. But the reason they are above Hull is because you can see they've scored 30 goals, whereas Hull have only scored 25. Sunderland, as I said, that win puts them currently on 50 points, and only 3 points off the top. And considering Leeds have dropped points in back-to-back games, they might be able to look at Leeds as a realistic team that they could try and overtake. So, certainly an interesting set of events at the moment. I will just check to see if there's any other games on today. I can't stop looking at that Fulham score. It's so devastating. The only other EFL game is Bromley and Crewe, because the other games in League 2 that were supposed to be played have all been postponed. Newport Morecambe postponed, Fleetwood Wimbledon postponed, and Chesterfield Gillingham postponed. Crewe are currently winning 3-1 against Bromley, and what that does to both Bromley and Crewe are in the top 2. That kind of rhymed there, which is quite nice. So Crewe actually jump up, wait for this, 5 places with their current score at the moment. That is how tight it is in League 2, where you can, 1 win jumps you up 5 places. But that's still only 10. That's still 10 points behind the leaders, Walsall, who've actually played a game less as well. Walsall really looking like they're running away with League 2 this season. I am just going to open League 1 as well, because I was requested by Wallace and Gorman fan to have a look at it. Looks like we are just about to start the second half. Can this system please work efficiently for once? League 1 should be there. Right, just very quickly, because he asked about, well, he told me about the top 6. So, I mean, top 3, very competitive, but all 3 have played different amount of games. Birmingham certainly with the advantage at the moment. And then, yeah, with Reading, Barnsley and Huddersfield separated by 3. But then you can see from 7th down to 10th, it's only separated by... they're on the same amount of points. In fact, it's a 4-way tie. That's interesting. And only 1 point ahead of that is Stockport. And then Charlton only 3 points behind that. Yeah, it's an interesting contest, actually. And yeah, and Huddersfield sort of sandwiched in between the competitiveness and with just the team's lagging behind a little bit. Right, as I was distracted, it is now the second half at Stadium of Light. Nearly forgot what the place was, despite it literally being right there. If I could get my thumb to the right place, I can't stretch my thumb. There we go, right place, right there. That's what I was trying to do. So I'll get the timer sorted ASAP. Apologies, guys. What are your score predictions for the second half? So I predicted 2-1 before a ball had been kicked. As of right now, I would say probably 2-0 would be my prediction. But again, we've seen crazier things happen. Portsmouth wanted a penalty, but I do not think that was going to be given. I think I timed this pretty well, actually. Duff has done a great job. Yeah, certainly Duff was one without mixed opinion with Barnsley, and now he's at Huddersfield. Certainly an opinion splitter, but he's looking like he's done a decent job so far. Going to keep your initial prediction, which was 2-0 Sunderland, I'm guessing. That would probably be the prediction I would be going for. And I know it's one that our super chatter William YouTube wants as well, since he put a bet on it, I'm guessing. Or may have predicted it, you know. I don't remember seeing a score prediction on it or a comment on it. Could have been a bet. Which is actually quite, you know, interesting when we do hear those stories going into the stream as well. Thank you guys for liking the stream. We're on 11 likes. We're actually only 2 likes away from matching the likes we got from the last stream, which was West Brom and Bristol City, which is fun. Yeah, and then the one before that was Norwich Middlesbrough, which was 2 months before that. Crazy how little I've actually streamed this year, but it's been so manic. And 2025 is not slowing down. Certainly from tomorrow onwards, you know, it's going to be mad. Absolutely mad year. Important year, really. Probably one of the most important years, study and academic-wise and work-wise in my life, actually. So, no pressure. It's all starting tomorrow. We have 10 players out injured, and every time we get some players back, we lose even more. Yeah, it's a tough one, I think. Certainly, the EFL, you know, with League One and the Championship schedule, it's so difficult to keep your whole squad fit, which is why I always think you need a couple of things. You need a really good, experienced defence, I think, is the first thing you need. But I also think what you need is unbelievable squad depth. You need those two things to become a great team. Which is why I think Burnley, for me, have been statistically the team of the season. They've just... The problem with Burnley has been just their, you know, their lack of goals. That's the only thing. Hang on, that's a mistake from Patterson. Can they punish there? Colby Bishop doesn't really do a great pass to Callum Lang. Header wide. Oh, what a waste of a chance that was. That was a rare opening for Portsmouth to get a chance. Patterson, who's really had nothing to do all game, hits his pass completely. I assume he was trying to pass to 09. Oh, that's a very poor miss from Colby Bishop, and John Messino knows it as well. He knows he should have taken his chance there. Yeah, he's certainly a frustrated figure on the pitch. So, I mean, first meaningful chance of that half goes to Portsmouth. We'll see if that carries on. Okay, so Sunderland now on the ball. Desperately need some strikers. We have 53 shots in the last 2 games and scored 1 goal, and that was through Michael Heelick. Wow. That says a lot, considering Heelick is like certainly a wicked defender, I would say. Not like a striker's defender at all. Portsmouth again threatening, but it's good defending by Dan Neil, actually. But it's kept in play for Portsmouth there. They could get a chance out of this. Bit of desperation there, and a goal kick given to Sunderland. Certainly Portsmouth have looked a tiny bit better in this second half so far. The fact they've actually crafted a chance is it's a good sign. So it's Patrick Lane, a really good individual battle between him and Dan Neil. Distribution from Patterson in the second half has looked a little bit shoddy, but it could lead to a goal. Hang on a minute. Roberts. Oh, great last ditch defending. I think it was a corner. If that is I think Mayenda was expecting an easy tap in. I couldn't see who the defender was that cleared it. I think that was Towler, who's had a brilliant game actually at the back. I mean, I'm getting really good insight seeing Portsmouth. Portsmouth do have the odd threat. The odd threat being key. They don't really have anything for me that really suggests that they are going to dominate teams, but essentially this is going to be their away performance. At home, it could be completely different. Now, what shocked me here about that corner went through almost everyone. Anucci's corner literally went through nearly everyone. I think I got an important email about something, actually. I will momentarily read it. But yeah, Towler's been given a 7.1 rating, which I'm not surprised with. He has done so well for Portsmouth defensively. 6 minutes into the second half. And Patterson manages to get back in time for that. Right, okay, it's not an important email at all, actually. What's everyone's plans for tonight? If anyone of you going back to school, how are you feeling with that? If anyone's going back to university very soon, let me know how you guys are feeling for that as well. If any of you are getting back to work for the first day coming up soon, let me know how you're feeling with that as well. What have you guys got coming up from tomorrow onwards? Because essentially from tomorrow onwards, things are slowly starting to revert back to normality. I've still got my Christmas jumper over there, actually. I've just realised I should have put that away by now. That needs to go in the loft. And in fact, I will show it off because I think you did sort of get a preview of what the Christmas jumper was. But I'll show it in full. There it is in all its beauty. A nice fluffy Father Christmas with a fluffy beard and some fluffy eyebrows with a little bit of interaction there as well. It's massive Christmas jumper. But unfortunately, it needs to go away. It needs to go back into the attic until December 2025. Okay, hope I didn't miss anything too big there because I was busy showing off my jumper. What happened there? So, it's again Portsmouth forcing a couple of errors from this Sunderland squad. I mean, if there was a foul there, it was outside the box. So if Portsmouth were appealing for a penalty, it's definitely not going to be a penalty. And no foul was given anyway. No foul given. Goal kick, therefore, to Sunderland. Excuse me. Oh, I was supposed to preview Liverpool United. Apologies, guys. I will quickly do that now. I'm going to blame the fact that Ipswich bottled it again in the Prem. But what is new there? Let's look very quickly at Liverpool and Man United's teams. Ball's not really in a dangerous position from either side, so I can do it. Liverpool gone for Alisson, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Ibrahim Konate, Virgil van Dijk, Andy Robertson, Ryan Gravenberch, Alexis McAllister, Mo Salah, Curtis Jones, Cody Gakpo, and Luis Diaz. That's a very strong side. United have gone for Onana, Martinez, Maguire and De Ligt, Dalot, Mazzuri, Mainu, Ugarte, Fernandes, Diallo and Højlund. That, I would dare say, is actually their strongest starting 11, Manchester United. For me, at least. You've got Bayindir, Malacia, Casemiro, Collier, Ericsson, Garnacho, Anthony, Xerxes on the bench. No Rashford, no Shaw, no Lindelof, and no Mount. Mount, I know, is definitely injured. And I think Lindelof is definitely injured as well. But Shaw and Rashford, I think, are just absent. It's not a good look for them, isn't it? It's not a look good for Manchester United as a whole, let's be real. They've certainly not had a season to remember. And to remind them where they are, I will just momentarily show off for anyone in case anyone wants to laugh at Manchester United. But they're 14th. And to put into context, Ipswich are only 6 points behind Manchester United. So 2 wins later. I mean, 2 wins to Ipswich? That's not going to happen anytime soon. But anyway, 6 points apiece, really, with that. And they're 14th at this stage of the season. It is not good at all. It's their lowest points tally, I think, at this stage of the season ever, I think. It would be very Man United. It would be very, it'd be like when they beat Man City, the way that they did. It would be very Man United if they won today. I think, I did Super 6 and I've already lost out anyway. I think I may have got 3 correct results out of the 6 currently. In terms of outcomes, I've pretty much got all of them correct, apart from... There was one outcome I didn't get correctly, and I can't remember what one it was. But I predicted a draw for Fulham Ipswich. I predicted the exact score for Palace Chelsea. Did not get the correct score, but that correct outcome for West Ham and City. Can't remember what the other games were. But then obviously we've got Man United, Liverpool coming up. I think I predicted 5-0 or 4-0. It was either 4-0 or 5-0 Liverpool, I think I went for. But it's hard. It's hard to put a scoreline to it. It really depends what version of Manchester United will get. You're going for a comfortable 2-0 win to Liverpool. It could turn out to be that way. It could be that Liverpool maybe, score a couple quite late on and they just, make sure they don't do anything silly. Couple of stoppages in play, really, which have not made this game particularly engaging. So if you remember, it is Sunderland holding out for the... Oh, okay. It's due to Towler kicking the ball out of Patterson's hands. 8-0 Liverpool, 1-0 United, and that really sums it up. There is no in between. It's really going to be either sublime to the ridiculous. I think Towler's going to get a yellow card for his troubles for that. Yeah, Riley Towler is going to get a yellow card for kicking the ball out of Patterson's hand. Feeling a little bit blocked up, which is surprising, but I have been ill, to be fair. You would know if you saw my videos. I have been a little bit ill, but this is the first couple of days I've actually felt 100%, but just still going to probably feel a little bit rubbish and bunged up. Hang on, chance for Sunderland. Okay, went to nothing in the end. I'm going to try and nail his name. I really am going to try. You know who I'm referring to. I need to know. Okay. So, Auchi? Auchi? I think Auchi is probably what I'll try and go by, but I'm so sorry. And Isidore was the one that sliced the ball over as well. But Auchi was involved too with that chance. Goal kick. Sunderland kind of win it back. It's a bit of pinball there in the middle of the not the penalty box, middle of the pitch. That's the word I was trying to get. Chris Metham, try whom? Good turn. I think by Daniel actually. Really good stuff from him. Short deflection. It's saved. It's disappointing outcome in the end. Maybe Patrick Roberts actually that did the run there. It was good individual part, but some really good play by a couple of the Sunderland players there. Try Hume initially with that, and yeah, it was Paddy Roberts himself. Rolling back the years. He's another one that's a very experienced player, not the youngest of players anymore, but just has enough championship experience and know-how to get, to keep this squad grounded, which is what I think you really, really need. You do need a balance of youth, excitement, and experience. Here comes Sunderland again. We're still waiting to see if they'll get that second goal. This might be it. Shot. It's blocked. Oh, I think they took the shot a bit too long there, Nucci there. But it's a brilliant tackle by Dan Neil. He's won the ball back so effortlessly. Joe Bellingham's going to pass the ball back to Meffin. And now it's back into Sunderland's half, and now they're going to try and attack. My ender now. Against Andre Dozzle, who I've not seen a lot of today. Patrick Roberts. Blocked, but he still wins the ball back. Which is the fun of a deflecting football. Shot. Ugly manages to get enough of a block to keep it out. And now Sunderland go forward again. Joe Bellingham, very composed on the ball today. Hasn't necessarily made that defence splitting pass, but it's one of those certainly midfield players which may get overlooked of his role, and you just need someone that's calm and composed and who can kind of operate the game at a half speed, which is exactly what Joe Bellingham does. He doesn't really misplace a pass all that often. Dan Neil. Oh, cross coming in. Oh, could have been an own goal, but no, it's Andre Dozzle that does get enough of a touch to get the ball out of the play, and it's a corner. It's now 13-2 odds for a Manchester United win, 9-4 odds for a draw, 9-25 odds for a Liverpool win. Interesting stuff. But now it's Dennis Cherkin, who was actually one of the substitutions, which I didn't mention. Aleshe went off, which was actually like a first minute of the half, second half substitution. So Aleshe was off, and Dennis Cherkin came on instead. Proving to be a good substitution at the moment. Arucci gives the ball away, and now can Portsmouth counter? Murphy keeps the ball in play, but it's great defending by Try. That may be Metham, actually. No, Trihome. Here we go. Another chance here, potentially. Arucci now on the left-hand side now on the ball. But a poor misplaced pass. A couple of groans from Sunderland fans. They're getting a bit frustrated with the amount of misplaced passes. Right, here comes Patrick Roberts. Tries a through ball. Isidore could try and find it, and it is very strong defending in the end. Brilliant defending in the end for Portsmouth. Don't think it was actually defended by a defender. Why is this not working? Hang on a minute. It was Marlon Pack, sorry, that did that clearance there. So really good defending by Marlon Pack. Another one rolling back the years. Okay, Swanson has been booked for Portsmouth. So let's see this again. Yeah, so it is obstructing a run from Arucci. So it's definitely a yellow card for Swanson. Zach Swanson. We have 27 minutes plus stoppage time left, which I would say probably will be around 3 to 4 minutes in the moment. Not anticipating it going to be a lot. Patrick Roberts with the free kick. It's one. It's Joe Bellingham. Shot. Ugly manages to get the block. Roberts follows it up. And it's over. I need to blow my nose, actually. Don't know how I'm getting all these blockages all of a sudden. Don't actually know if I have any tissues on me, because I assumed I'd be better by now and I wouldn't need tissues. Hang on a minute, let me just check if I do. Oh, I do. I still have tissues. Right. Tissues coming to the rescue. Apologies, guys. I'll be with you 2 seconds. Here to go back. Suddenly looked like that they had a chance. Always they like to take a chance when I'm preoccupied. Blimey. What is it about football that always is the nature of bad timing for me? Anucci there. Oh. And then Isidore just wide of the post. That's a really good height, actually. That if that was on target, that'd be a top corner goal. Just wide of the post. This close to getting a second goal. We might get it. Will we get it? I honestly hope for Will's behalf, I hope we get it. Legend of the chat, who's wanting it to end with 2 goals to Sunderland, assuming that a bet was made for Sunderland to score twice. So just checking things. Thank you for liking the stream. We're actually only 1 like away from matching our previous stream like total, which is amazing. Thank you guys so much for that, for the terrific support as always. It's really, really massively appreciated. Oh, red card! And I was literally looking at my monitor, and then I see the referee pulling off a red card. Must be a second bookable offence. I didn't see anything too bad. I think it was Marlon Pack. Yeah, Marlon Pack's been sent off, and I knew for a fact he has been booked already. What on earth has happened here? He's given the captain's armband away. Red card to Marlon Pack. Is he? I'm almost. Did he get booked? Oh no! Oh no! Maybe he wasn't booked because he certainly denied a clear goal scoring opportunity there. If he was booked, it certainly would have been. A red card anyway. But yeah, very poor from Marlon Pack there. Unfortunately, just daydreamed a bit. The ball escaped him, and ultimately he had to bring the player down to stop a one-on-one situation. Well, if you were hoping for a second goal for Sunderland, they've now got a numerical advantage for 23 minutes to get a second goal, which I think they could potentially do. Portsmouth looking like they're going to make a double substitution to help soften the blow of the red card. I feel like I dropped my headphone, but I now can't see it. I don't know why I'm looking for it. It's not like I'm going to be listening to music whilst I'm streaming, aren't I? I have misplaced my phone, which is not great. I must have misplaced it when I got my tissue. Hang on a minute. It's turned out to be a bit... I don't even know the word anymore. Right, got my phone. At least got that. Don't know where the headphone is, but I'll find it later. Uh, 9-2 was for a draw from Liverpool versus Manchester United, say Johnny. Right. Double substitution for Portsmouth. We have got Devlin and Atkinson, I think, coming on. And Patrick Lane is definitely going off. And the other one going off is Swanson, which makes sense because he's on a booking. Devlin is going on for Swanson. And it looks like Atkinson is going to be on for Patrick Lane. So defender going on, replacing the midfielder. So ultimately making sure that they are not... Well, essentially, Atkinson is going to be Marlon Pack's replacement. And tactically, what Messina's done is taken off a midfielder. Free kick did look a bit promising, but it was easily covered by Schmidt at the end. We're on 69 minutes at the moment. So we're waiting for 21 minutes plus stoppage time until we know for certain what the result will be. It was Arucci, who I need to really nail his name because he has been such an important player for Sunderland in this entire game. Really? Biggest upset was Leeds versus Portsmouth on the opening day. See, I think upsets on the opening day of the season opening day of the season almost should be discounted because I think with expectations set on what, you know, with a newly promoted side and a recently relegated side or whatever, it is so difficult to assess how teams are going to do. I think certainly a couple of games in you can assess if games are going to be an upset or not, but It doesn't surprise me with probably expectations set really high for Leeds and very low for Portsmouth. That probably would be considered the biggest upset. There's probably other better examples out there, really, to be honest. So, Portsmouth themselves, they've got a bit of a pickle here because they need to find a goal to get any sort of chance to get some distance on the bottom three. They are currently going to be above the bottom three still, but only by goal difference. And that could very well change since Portsmouth are now going to have this game down to 10 men for 25 minutes. They've used 5 of those 25 already, but they concede another goal, they will be down to the bottom three on goal difference, which will mean Hull survive another day without being in the bottom three after a weekend of football. Right. So I'm just checking things on my phone, which I shouldn't really be doing. Need to be paying attention to the game, man. So, the reason I'm on my phone is because the game keeps being taken off the pitch. The ball needs to be kept on the pitch. There's so many breaks in this game. Now, that doesn't surprise me, Johnny, that the biggest upset was Forest beating Liverpool. That does not surprise me. That was when Forest was still sort of doing okay, but not amazingly in their season, and Liverpool was still unbeaten at that time. So, I'm not surprised. I think any time you bet Liverpool not winning at Anfield, it's going to be up there for a biggest upset. It's a fortress like no other, I think. Stamford Bridge for a tiny bit was a massive fortress, of course. But unfortunately, nowadays is a bit of a playground for lots of teams now. Whereas I think Anfield always carries this fear factor. Even when Liverpool weren't doing so well, it always had this, fear that the crowd could give Liverpool something to fight for. There's no other ground like it. We'll see if it helps out today, but it will be interesting to see if the capacity is going to change based on the safety of getting into the stadium today. What's going on here? What's the referee doing? I think referee is wanting a goal kick. Don't know if someone may have been offside there because it did look like a corner to me. So, it is just kicked off at Anfield. I will keep a small eye on this game as well. Right, yeah, it's been given offside. That's why there's been a goal kick. Yeah, that's the correct decision. Bit silly for Manucci to be in that position there. Should have... Uchi. I need to really figure out how to say his name. I don't know if he's like one of those ones where it has like another simpler name to say, but I'm hoping you know who I'm on about. But he has been so good today. Amazing, in fact. And it's going to suck if I can't say his name. It's a terrible situation for me to be in. Certainly someone who they would have brought in. So yeah, he came from Lorient and Saint-Etienne. Oh, interesting. So he came from the French league. He is French after all. I think that's... I don't know. I'm not going to bother. I'm really, really sorry. Right, hang on. This could be a chance for Sunderland. Shot. Oh, what a save. What a save by Schmid. Oh, my goodness me. That is massive. Oh, my gosh. Oh, Paul, thank you. It's good to see you. I'm just always tired, unfortunately. It doesn't help that I'm actually going back to work tomorrow as well. I'm just always tired. I'm really, really sorry. And it's nothing to do with the game. I've been really enjoying it. In fact, no, it's not a save by Schmid at all. It is another goal line clearance. Is that by Towler again? If that is, he's got to be... No, it's not Towler this time. It's another one. I couldn't quite see who it was. It may have been Frankie Potts, actually. Oh, Freddie Potts, sorry. that did that, actually. I think it was Potts that did the block there. That would have been 2-0 and game over. Yeah, Atkinson is playing for Portsmouth. He was just subbed onto the pitch just now, Paul, actually, following Marlon Pack was just sent off for bringing a Sunderland player down on the opportunity of scoring a goal. They've been down to 10 men, Portsmouth, actually, for about, I would dare say now, 10 minutes. And they've still not conceded a goal going down to 10 men yet, although this could change. Oh, not far away again. Shot this time by Tri-Hume, but it was deflected wide. And now be a corner. Shrewsbury Town beating Birmingham. Oh, yeah, that is incredible. And Accrington Stanley beating Chesterfield. And the Accrington Stanley beating Chesterfield doesn't blow me away. But yeah, Shrewsbury beating Birmingham. I mean, because Birmingham are proving to be an absolute cheat code in League One at the moment. Absolutely incredible. So as I said, Sunderland have got a corner. We've got 15 minutes left, or just under 15 minutes now of normal time, for Sunderland to get maybe one more goal to wrap the game up. It is cleared by Potts. Shot! Oh, just wide again. But it's another deflection. It's another corner. Is it Uchicha? I'm really so sorry. I don't know how to pronounce his name. He's French, so I don't know how to say his name. I need to. Next time I cover Sunderland, I need to get his name nailed. So sorry. James, welcome to the stream. It's good to see a good variety of you. And plus, also, Paul, I might be tired because I have been streaming for 2 hours, to be fair. When you talk for 2 hours and concentrate for 2 hours, making sure you say the right players' names and pronouncing them correctly and trying to commentate through the game, it's always exhausting. Bristol City are doing okay at the moment. Yeah, they are. They got a good result against Derby. Maybe not the best of performances, but they got a result. Looks like a foul to the goalkeeper there, so it will be a free kick to Portsmouth. Yep, so to remind ourselves how the Championship is looking, with the subject on Bristol City. So Bristol City currently in 8th at the moment. They are on 37 and are 3 points behind West Brom, so they can easily get there. I do think it will be difficult to get top 4. You can see the gap already between 5th and 4th. 9 points. It's, those 4 teams have been consistent on a level that I've not seen any of the other sides be at all this season. Sorry, we'll just go back to that. According to Fresco, up saying Championship last season with Cardiff beating Southampton. Yeah, and I remember that game. I do remember Soccer Saturday covering that game. That was a shock. I did not predict that at all. But I think that wasn't the one game that beat their unbeaten run, was it? I don't know if it was that specific one. It was just before Southampton played Ipswich as well, the second time. I remember it. It was quite a late game in the season. Sunderland still on the ball and are just banging the ball around just basically everywhere on the pitch. Not allowing Portsmouth to get a chance. Still haven't really seen Patterson make a big save yet. Colby Bishop headed from a cross just wide of the post. But other than that, it has been a bit of a disappointing display for Portsmouth. And it's Sunderland again just pushing for a second goal. They could get it here. Bellingham. Maybe 09 there. Oh, Churkin. Bellingham tries to find Dan Neil, but he can't in the end. Good tackle, and it's a throw in to Portsmouth. We're going to get a couple of substitutions. Well, at least one substitution for Sunderland now. Is that Uchi going off? Yes, it is him going off as well. Lots of cameras on him because he has played really, really well today. Uchicha, or Uchi. He's played really well for Sunderland today. Number 22, he's off the pitch. And Alekshik is on replacing him. A little bit of an easier name to say, I would dare say. I've had no notifications from Liverpool and Man United yet, so that means we're nearly 10 minutes in, and it's no goals at the moment. So yeah, when this game ends, we will very, very briefly look through how Liverpool and Manchester United are getting on. I think it'll be a bit much for me to stream the whole Liverpool United game. It'll be really tough for me. I mean, I've already been streaming for 2 hours 7. It's not easy doing that. I tell you, you have to try it yourself to know the challenges of staying alert, staying hydrated as well, just staying enthusiastic as well for that time. It's difficult stuff. But I did ask, what has everyone got going on this week? Some maybe going back to school for the first day of term going for tomorrow. Some might be starting work. Some may have already started work for 2025 already. I've been a bit lucky and I was able to find holiday days to book the 2nd and the 3rd off. But yeah, tomorrow is my first day back at work. And I did make it clear this year is going to be my most important year, work-wise, study-wise, academic-wise, all that stuff. Could be the most monumental thing I achieve this year, which is hopefully going to be being a fully fledged chartered accountant. Which, to do that, I need to pass 2 more exams, which is quite scary. It really is. That it's really quite close now. I could actually find out in a couple of weeks that I might only need to take 1 more exam, which is also just madness. Shot for Sunderland, which was just wide of the post. 81 minutes being played, and it stayed 1-0 Sunderland at the moment. Please, Sunderland, do me a favour. Yeah, I mean, a couple of you want Sunderland to score again. I'm at the position now where I can't see Portsmouth scoring, so might as well get one bit of my prediction right and get Sunderland to get the correct amount of goals, because I said 2-1 Sunderland, and yeah, Portsmouth don't look like they're going to score anytime soon. I think they're actually panning out on the away end, and there's waves of empty seats now. Thank you, James. It is massively appreciated. It will mean that the channel may be affected as a result of that, but I need to assess how it's going. It's already exhausting enough. Basically, any time that I do work, when I do a video, I like to record ideally around 8 p.m. Then editing time could take up from 9 to 11 p.m. and then I have to process the video through on 6 a.m. the next morning. That's the plan, and that's without being procrastinating and being distracted on things. Ideally, a lot of the time it ends up with me being up till 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning, and then I have to wake up at 6 a.m. to make sure I catch a 7 o'clock train. It's fun times when you work with 2 hours sleep on average. But yeah, a couple exams I'll have to take this year. Work-wise, it would be my 3rd year working in full-time work, which is insane to me. I'm turning 25 this year, which is a little bit scary for me as well. Health-wise, I want to get into a really good health position. I mean, today's a write-off. In fact, the past couple of days have been a write-off. But certainly, when I'm back in the office, it's going to be full-on just bossing it in terms of the fitness. And shot! Oof! I tell you what, Sunderland always catch, doing a shot when I'm not expecting him to. It's a good bit of piece of skill, actually. Patrick Roberts again, rolling back the years. Great pass there, and yeah, let's try Hume. Good shot, but yeah, the save I would expect Schmid to make. Yeah, so work-wise, it's pretty big as well. Still doing part-time work as well, being a tutor as well. So part-time tutor, full-time accountant, and part-time YouTuber. It's a very busy life I live a lot of the time. My ender, it's blocked. Tutoring would have been around 4 years this year, actually. So, yeah, it's been a long while since I've been working in my areas of my field. This year, it's just going to be carrying on building the deposit for the inevitable house, which I'll eventually go for. It's not going to be this year. Won't be next year. Probably won't be the year after that either, but who knows when it will be. and then ultimately it's going to. Oh well, we'll just have to see what happens. We'll have to see what happens. There's an ice hockey competition going on called the Elite Ice Hockey League. Have I watched any games? Honestly, Johnny, I have not. Ice hockey is something I don't particularly pay time to watch, but if it's got a good amount of entertainment and it's at a good, convenient time, I might watch it. Here's Dennis Churkin, through ball. Oh, Sunderland still keep the ball alive. No, it's a corner. No, I'd like to say it's a corner. Sunderland, I think so. God, they look absolutely shattered, the Sunderland players, and they are absolutely drenched. It's been pouring it down with rain throughout, basically. By the sounds of it, still no goals at Anfield, which we will have a look at later on. Oh, is it no corner? It must have been offside then if there's no corner. Another double substitution for Portsmouth. It's good to see Portsmouth play, a full game for Portsmouth for the first time. Andre Dozzle's off, and Sadie is on to replace Andre Dozzle, former QPR player, of course. And the other substitute, I believe that is Potts going off, and that is Moxon coming on. It has been chucking it down for the entire 90 minutes at the Stadium of Light. My end is trying to get there, but no, Schmidt beats him to it. And that will be a throw-in for Portsmouth. So just under 5 minutes. I did predict it would be 2-0 at the start of the second half, but this second half has been one to forget. There's not really a lot has happened at all, unfortunately. Although that could change here. No. As soon as I see some form of bit of glimmer of hope that Portsmouth could do something, it's just Sunderland just find a way around it. Sunderland look really organised as a team. They really do. Defensively, they look very strong. Maybe with the exception of the misplayed pass from from Patterson, they have been pretty faultless with any other attack that they've had. They've not looked too threatening. Oh, this could be a chance for Portsmouth. Oh, I think they've cleared it. Oh, okay, so Etienne. So, I follow Ipswich because I work in Ipswich. So, my employers are from Ipswich. And essentially, my employer is an Ipswich Town fan. So, that's why I do have a small allegiance to Ipswich. You would have, if you saw my older stuff in the past, you would have seen I was quite anti-Ipswich with the fact that Colchester try and bring something to them. But ultimately now that I work there and now that I've actually seen the town for what it is, I've partied in Ipswich, I've had drinks and food in Ipswich, have worked in Ipswich, have done charity events in Ipswich. There's all sorts of things I've done in Ipswich now, which just actually made me appreciate it a little bit more. And I've even seen a couple of Ipswich games, some for the League One, some for the Championship. And ultimately, I've been working in Ipswich now for 2 years, and now with my, allegiances there with my work, I do follow them. We actually had a shot from Portsmouth. It's a shock, right? But we actually had a shot from Portsmouth. Moxon, who just came on the pitch literally a couple of minutes ago, had a pretty powerful shot, but unfortunately it is straight at Patterson, and it's not going to test him. Messinho looks pretty frustrated on the touchline, but yeah, it's... Oh, did you? It's one of those things that you just randomly subscribe to. Oh, well, thank you for sticking with me despite being subscribed for that amount of time. I do find this a lot, for some people do just randomly find me, just randomly subscribing, and they've had no idea that they did. But I appreciate you sticking along the ride, because it's certainly not been a smooth sailing sort of content delivery-wise for the past year of that. Yeah, I didn't mention Crewe would be up to second. They were 3-1 up against Bromley last time I checked. Sounds like they're now 4-1 up, and even with a win, they do... I think they jumped from 5th to 2nd, actually. Or 7th to 2nd, actually. I think it was a 5-place jump with that win, actually. It's a brilliant season for Crewe. If you, just to remind everyone, with League 2, top 3 gets automatically promoted with 4th to 7th fighting for the playoffs. Okay, so stoppage time is 4 minutes. I think that is probably the most amount of time you can get based on the stoppages we've had. If it was over 4, I would have been so shocked. But I think 4 is pretty much right at the max amount they could probably give the stoppage time without it being too bad. I'd have argued probably 3 minutes would have been a bit more appropriate, but, you know, whatever. I'm not in charge of distributing the time, aren't I? You know, the ball's been outplayed a couple of times. We had the red card incident, of course. So, yeah, okay. I can accept a 4-minute stoppage time in that regard. All right, Sunderland on the attack here. It is going to be literally from one half to the other. Although Portsmouth have retreated very well. Mayenda with a shot. Oh, that's brilliant. What a brilliant block. I think that's by Atkinson. What a block that is. Wow, great defending. But as quick as a flash, they are there, one end of the pitch to the other. They are so dangerous, Sunderland, on the counter-attack. Free kick awarded to Portsmouth. That is really good news for Portsmouth, who could still get a chance out of that. It looks like Chris Metham is going to get a yellow card for that. Excuse me. So I'm just looking ahead of what I've got planned on my work plan when I come back. Looks like I've been given 2 days worth of work, but certainly going to need something else to cover the rest of the week. So 2 minutes left. I just hope Bromley don't collapse like York City in the 03-04 season. Yes! I do remember you mentioning that. Oh! That free kick for Portsmouth looked very dangerous there. Colby Bishop, if he guided that on target, I think that would have been a goal for Portsmouth. Because he literally would have got a connection from not even 2 yards out. Not even 1 yard. It probably would have been a couple of centimetres out. And that would have been onside as well. Sunderland making a last minute substitution. Literally the last minute of the game. Definitely winding down the clock a little bit. So I probably will be expecting a little bit more for 4 minutes now to be played. Mayenda is off. He did have that chance right at the end. And Rushin is now on the pitch. What I like about this Sunderland squad, it almost feels a little bit unrecognisable, really, with what we have seen previously from that Sunderland squad. And the investment that they've made and the trust they've had in sort of these unknown entities and these younger players has really actually led them out to really positive results. So we will look at the table as things stand, with it literally being the final 30 seconds now of this game. We'll have a quick look of how Man United and Liverpool getting on. And that will be how we end the stream. Yeah, so yeah, let's hope Bromley don't get relegated in the way that York City did when you mentioned 2 weeks ago. Speaking of York City, how well are they doing in Leicester League at the moment? Amazingly well. It would be amazing to see them back in the EFL. I like to say they've been in the EFL. I don't know if they have. Maybe before the EFL was a thing. Oh, no, I swear they were. I swear York were an EFL club. But I can't remember what year. Maybe 2011, 2012 or something. I now need to find out on my behalf. Although, having just said that, have they just lost their last game? They did beat Gateshead. Right, 94 minutes are up. No full time yet. I assume now the ball out of play. It's got to be full time really, really soon now. Musinho's just complaining, which I'm not surprised with, to be honest. Oh, so 03-04 they lost their Football League status. Division. They were relegated in 2016. Oh gosh, right. Yeah. That's how far. So yeah, it will be nice to see York City back as an EFL club. think, did they go down the same year as Hartlepool? Or was that the season before? That may have been before. Right, that's full time at the Stadium of Light. Lots of, what's the right word? Just lots of U-turns in terms of the dialogue today. But if one thing has stayed consistent since the 7th minute of the game, it is that Sunderland have won this game. I hope you're not like someone with epilepsy watching the TV right now. The lights are flashing at the moment. But it's a 1-0 win to Sunderland. Wilson Isidore with the only goal of the game. 7 minutes in. Brilliant through ball pass by Mayenda. And that was the only goal. Isidore also had a goal disallowed. End of the first half, which could have made it 2. Mayenda also had a chance where he hit the side netting. Second half, I got to say, Sunderland enforced a couple of saves from Schmid, but weren't particularly strong. I thought they were better first half, Sunderland, than they were second half. I thought second half, Portsmouth had a bit of intent, and I think when they went down to 10 men, that really spoilt their momentum. And then ultimately after that, Sunderland were able to control the game, and they ensured that Portsmouth didn't get anything out of it. Colby Bishop, I think, went closest for Portsmouth to get a goal, heading just wide of the post and having a chance right near the end, actually. In fact, it could have made it 1-1. But it wasn't to be. Sunderland have held on for the 3 points. It ends at the Stadium of Light. Sunderland 1. Portsmouth 0. Nearly said Plymouth. Let's see how the table looks. As I said, Sunderland now on 50 points. Only 3 points behind the top. So I've taken advantage with Leeds dropping points for the second game running. Now a 9-point gap from 5th place Middlesbrough. That is quite substantial. You're really getting a top 4 breaking out here. Portsmouth lost by 1 goal, but didn't concede another goal, which means that they stay above the bottom 3 for another day. They have got 2 games in hand, though, which does make things a little bit interesting in that regard. The next championship games we're going to see, obviously, we've got one tomorrow with QPR and Luton. Then we've got a bit of a break. This is like the next full week, which we've got the 17th of January with Burnley, Sunderland. That, I think, is a Friday, if I can count ahead. Yes, it is 2 Fridays' time. So, video will come out on the 16th of Jan with my week 27 score predictions. But before that, sneakily, we have got 3 other games taking place in the Championship. So, I need to find the right ones. So, Cardiff, Watford and Plymouth, Oxford. You would think they're playing against each other quite recently, but that's because they did. So, if you remembered with my score predictions, with the first round of the second half of fixtures, it was against sides that they literally played within the first week of December. But if you remember, on that specific game week, 2 games were called off due to Storm Darragh. Cardiff, Watford and Plymouth, Oxford. They will take place both at 7:45 on the 14th of Jan. That is on the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, so Tuesday, the 14th of January. That is not this coming Tuesday. It's the Tuesday after that. There's also one other game taking place involving Portsmouth, because if you remember, Portsmouth have 2 games to catch up with. Not Portsmouth Millwall. That's going to happen actually 2 weeks after that one. But I believe, look at that, they've got Blackburn coming up on the 15th, which is a Wednesday. So we have got 3 games. Not this week. In fact, we've got no championship games in this entire week next week. We've got FA Cup weekend. Then after the FA Cup weekend, we've got 3 midweek games. Cardiff, Watford, Oxford, Plymouth, and Blackburn, Portsmouth. Then we've got a full round of games. Then we've got another, then we have a midweek set of games and then another full set of games. And then it is the catch-up game between Millwall and Portsmouth. And by the end of January, hopefully with fingers crossed and knock on wood that there's no other games being postponed in the Championship, we would have every single game caught up. So, very quickly before I go, I will read comments as well. Let's just have a very quick check to see how Liverpool and Man United are getting on. It is still 0-0 in the 29th minute. My 4/5-0 prediction is looking a little bit under threat at the moment. Tap momentum looks a little bit even, actually, dare I say. Then you have 1.0. I mean, yeah, look at that. 1.05 XG for Liverpool. So it looks like Liverpool have had some big chances. 2 of them, and have missed both as well. Wow. Could be a case of Man United holding on, maybe. Shot on target 1, 5 shots to 2. None of them hitting the woodwork. Looks like it is a game where Liverpool are dictating, but still no goals at the moment, and it means that it will be another game that Liverpool currently drop points with. But they can extend their lead of Arsenal if they do win. Manchester United, with a draw currently, do lift themselves above West Ham. A defeat for them keeps them in 14th place due to the fact that Crystal Palace were only able to draw against Chelsea. Do we have any League One games on? I thought there were no other League One games today. Unless I am completely mistaken. No, I don't think there's any League One games being played today. I knew there was a League Two game being played today, which was Bromley and Crewe. That, I would believe, would have ended by now. Yeah, 4-1 Crewe. There's no other League One games being played. This was the only Championship one today. Oh, you meant next week. Not all the games are called off. League One and League Two are still on. Oh, I see. So, sorry. Yeah. The whole EFL doesn't mean the Championship. No, you're quite right. Yeah, the League One and League Two still go ahead. Some of them do. Depends if you have any League One teams still in the FA Cup, which I believe there are a couple. But for the ones that are not at the third round, they will be playing their games in the weekend. Yeah, good point. Thank you for that. Championship games on the 7th, 8th, or even the 9th of February could be called off depending on FA Cup results. Oh, yeah, this is when things get a little bit annoying. What time does it end? What do you mean? The stream? The match? Because if it's the stream, you'll be right in luck, because I'm nearly ending it right now, because I've been streaming about 2.5 hours now, and my voice is now starting to fade away. But as I'm doing that, I'll leave you guys, giving you maybe 1 more minute to leave your comments in the live chat. I'll read those out, and that will be me signing off. I'm probably going to do the rest of the day watching Liverpool United and just basically preparing myself going back to work. On the match, so Sunderland and Portsmouth has now ended. It's ended 1-0. In fact, I probably should put full time here. Hang on 2 seconds. Sorry about that. Something I completely missed. Yeah, full time. Sorry, I should have said that. Right, it's ended 1-0. It ended about 5 minutes ago, actually. And Liverpool and Man United has already started. It is around half an hour in. Yeah, just over half an hour in. And it would have been 50 minutes until half time. Yeah. So, yeah, I'll give you another minute to leave your... Oh, that's really sweet, Alfie, but honestly, my voice is really, really struggling at the moment. But I really appreciate all the support that all of you have given in the chat today. It has been a delight, as always, with streaming. Thank you guys for liking the stream. I think we ended up on... Did we beat our last stream? That's something worth checking about as well. I'm just stalling now. I'm finding excuses to stall the stream time. We have... Oh, we've gone one short. So 12 likes. If you've not liked the stream yet, guys, please do like the stream. It really does help the growth of the channel. Did they have any other problems, Sunderland? Not really. It was... I've got to say, it was quite straightforward for them. Portsmouth only had one shot on the target in the entire game, which actually came in an 89th minute, I believe, when Moxon actually shot from outside the box. That was actually their only shot on target in the entire game. For subs, thank you guys as always for the terrific support. We're in 2827. We are 173 subs away from 3,000. Amazing. Thank you guys as always for the terrific support. I actually think the Sky Sports Plus has actually ended their coverage now. So I'll just briefly turn back over to Liverpool United. I'm probably not going to miss much, honestly. But as always, guys, thank you so much for the support. We actually gained a little bit today. Not quite enough to get to 830, but again, thank you guys for the support. I think that's going to wrap it up. I don't think I have anything else to say. I've pretty much told you what I've got planned. So next week on the channel is going to be a little bit quiet. Obviously, we've got FA Cup weekend. I'm going to give myself a tiny bit of a break just to get myself used to work again. Chance for Liverpool? No. And then obviously we'll cover the games in hand that will take place next week, and then we're going to do full round of championship games again. So there'll be lots of score predictions coming up very, very soon. Thank you guys as always for tuning in. It's greatly appreciated. So I'm going to wrap up this stream. This game has ended. Sunderland 1, Portsmouth 0. Wilson Isidore with the only goal. Could have scored more, but in the end, the game was done and dusted 7 minutes in. It's been a pleasure seeing you guys. Let's hope for many more streams for 2025. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you guys soon.